Borderlands 3 is finally upon us, Vault Hunters. Let's take a look at the new characters, some of the exciting changes to gameplay, and more. Hold on to your Echo devices because mayhem is coming. Though fans got a tantalizing taste of Borderlands 3 from the first teaser, a full trailer unveiled at E3 2019 offered the latest and best look at the mayhem. After the major revelation that Lilith is no longer a Siren,
there are 6 Sirens in the universe. I used to be one of them. My name is Lilith, and I need you.
We are thrust right into the violent world of the game, getting our first look at the new Vault Hunters. More importantly, there's a look at the wacky weapons in the game, including a gun that literally shoots loot, finally embracing the term looter shooter to its full extent. The trailer also shows new villains, the Calypso twins, lording over their many followers in a massive arena, and it ends with our heroes attacking the children of the Vault's headquarters. It's going to get messy, but it looks like it's also going to be a ridiculous amount of fun. The addition of degradable cover means that now no one is safe in the Badlands, and it was just one of the things developer Gearbox debuted during an impressive gameplay demo. Other exciting additions to the Borderlands bag of tricks include a sliding ability to cover more ground during firefights and maneuver under obstacles, as well as the ability to mantle up onto ledges. Players could also use melee attacks to launch explosive barrels at enemies. These tweaks should allow players to play more strategically, rather than rushing in with guns blazing. But if you're still the guns blazing type, there's good news for you too. Many guns now have alternate shooting modes.
And if we just fire regularly, we just fire bullets. But if we switch our alternate firing modes, we fire off micro missiles.
If that strategy doesn't work out for you, NPCs can now revive you and vice versa. The Borderlands backstory is a pretty complex one, but here are the basics. The original Vault Hunters followed the lead of a mysterious guardian angel on the frontier planet of Pandora, leading them to a mysterious vault meant to hold untold riches and power. The vault was revealed to be a prison for a beast called the Destroyer, which the Vault Hunters defeated. After an adventure on Pandora's moon Elpis, a once lowly employee named Handsome Jack took control of the mega-corporation Hyperion, planning to use its resources to open a new vault and harness its power. A new group of Vault Hunters eventually teamed with the old crew, and after taking some major losses, they defeated Jack and came into the possession of a star chart showing the locations of dozens of vaults, all ripe for the picking. Afterwards, an AI version of Jack seemingly failed to return to life in a new body, and the Vault Hunters were visited by the vault-protecting guardian known as the Watcher, who issued an ominous warning.
War is coming, and you will need all the Vault Hunters you can get.
The newest DLC, Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary, explains how and why the Vault Hunters and their pals have taken to the stars. Borderlands 3 will see the Vault Hunters traveling to different planets in search of new vaults. In their quest, they'll also run afoul of the Children of the Vault, a cult whose motto is like, follow, and obey. As explained by the game's co-writer, David Homan, these new villains are inspired by live streaming culture, whipping their fanatical followers into a frenzy with live streams and let's plays. Their leaders are the Calypso twins, Tyreen and Troy, who seem to enjoy filling the power vacuum left behind by the fall of Hyperion. The Calypso twins also have possession of the map to several of the vaults on other planets, which leads to Lilith recruiting the newest Vault Hunters to help take down the Children of the Vault. While the Calypso twins seem to be the central villains of Borderlands 3's story, the Vault Hunters will naturally still have to contend with all kinds of bosses in the wasteland. Borderlands 3 has made some really fun additions to the cast. Some of the newcomers include Young Justice and Apex Legends voice actress Sarah Faisal as the new Siren Amara, as well as Sungwon Cho, known on YouTube as ProZD, as a mysterious Vault Hunter, Flak. Rounding out the cast are a bunch of familiar voices, including Colleen Clinkenbeard as both Lilith and Patricia Tannis, Marcus Mauldin as Brick, and Ashley Birch reprising her role as Tiny Tina. Some characters, including Claptrap and Reese, have new voice actors. While Claptrap sounds pretty close to his old self, Reese sounds and acts completely different from how he was portrayed in Tales from the Borderlands. Some have theorized Reese's recasting a new personality may have something to do with the wily Handsome Jack AI trying to assert itself again. It looks like Amara's skill trees will incorporate aspects of the Siren abilities Lilith and Maya displayed in the previous games. The mystical assault skill tree is easily the most fiery of the three. Her action skills or rechargeable special moves allow her to send forth devastating astral projections of herself, while other skills here involve boosting critical hit damage and elemental effects from weaponry and her astral form. The Fists of the Elements tree grants her the ability to conjure fists made of energy, as well as several other tiers that increase her other stats, including weapon accuracy. Finally, the Brawl tree turns Amara into a bit of a tank, with an aerial slam attack and elemental perks, as well as boosts to her maximum health and shield regeneration rate. Zane seems to play somewhat similarly to the soldier and commando classes from previous games. Running and gunning is the name of the game when it comes to Zane's skill trees. Unlike other characters, he's capable of equipping 2 action skills at once. While he's briefly seen in the E3 trailer using a hologram to sneak up on enemies, there's actually a lot more to Zane's digi-clone than we previously knew. His action skill and the double agent skill tree allows Zane to teleport and swap places with the clone, which will continue firing at enemies. This should make it extra difficult for the baddies to figure out which Zane is the real threat. With the Hitman skill tree, Zane can deploy a drone that flies over the battlefield, dealing out hot lead at the opposition. Finally, there's the undercover skill tree, which is much more focused on defense. With this tree's action skill, Zane can send out an energy barrier to guard from gunfire, as well as upgrades to his shields and health. Moze controls a badass mech called the Iron Bear. As if that weren't enough incentive to make you want to play as her, she also has 3 impressive skill trees, all of which grant her additional firepower. Her Demolition Woman skill tree grants her an action skill where she whips out an automatic grenade launcher that is upgradable with multiple different effects, including health regeneration and singularity grenades. Later levels will give her an equally impressive rocket launcher for her action skill. The Shield of Retribution skill tree gives Iron Bear a railgun and a supercharged fist for laying the smackdown on bandits, as well as increases to shield capacity and recharge rates. Finally, Moze's Bottomless Mag skill tree increases Moze's ammo capacity and grants her a flamethrower with infinite ammo called the Salamander. We don't really know anything about Flak's backstory or abilities, aside from brief glimpses at it sending out armored skags and spearants into battle. Of the mystery surrounding Flak, Destructoid notes, one of the only real confirmations we've gotten from Gearbox regarding Flak is that their story is mostly a mystery to be revealed within the confines of the game. It could be that, much like the Lost Echoes in Borderlands 2, Flak's past could be revealed slowly through echo recorders littered around the galaxy. Whatever the case, the lack of concrete info on Flak and Gearbox's reluctance to spill the beans basically guarantees that the hype surrounding the new Beastmaster class Vault Hunter will have reached a fever pitch by the time Borderlands 3 finally drops. It appears as though Gearbox isn't planning on adding additional Vault Hunters after the game launches. As Gearbox's Randy Pitchford said on Twitter, "We are focused on the main game for now, but my feelings are that it might be better for us to put our time into expanding what the existing Vault Hunters can do and how interesting their future growth is, instead of adding new ones to start over with. If Borderlands 3 really sticks to improving and expanding on the 4 core Vault Hunters, it's an interesting all-in approach that separates it from the last few games." Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel featured post-launch DLC characters including Gage, the Necromancer, and Handsome Jack's doppelganger, who each brought with them new gameplay styles. While these 4 may be the only Vault Hunters in Borderlands 3, there will be options to spice things up and customize them through purchasable cosmetic packs. In Borderlands 2, the floating city of Sanctuary was a safe haven for Vault Hunters and rebels against Handsome Jack's regime. Borderlands 3 will see players taking to the stars on the starship known as Sanctuary 3.
We don't talk about Sanctuary 2.
The ship is now home to many of the characters we've come to know throughout the Borderlands series, including Sir Hammerlock, Mad Moxie, Patricia Tannis, and Ellie. Beyond the many familiar faces, Sanctuary 3 will serve as a hub for players to meet up with friends in co-op play. Players can customize their living quarters for those long rides between planets in a search for the vaults. Yes, you can officially own property in Borderlands 3, but feel free to keep looting everything in sight anyway. Oh, and if you lose any loot, Sanctuary 3 has a lost and found section for the loot that got away. The main campaign of Borderlands 3 is apparently much longer than in previous installments. In an interview, creative director Paul Sage explained, "The length of the game is around 35 hours, if you just go through the main story. That's not including doing too many side missions." One of the biggest gripes about the original Borderlands is that its story was, as Giant Bomb put it, paper thin, with most of the gameplay time taken up with side missions and fetch quests. While the following game stories had considerably more meat on their bones, this dedication to making a longer main story for Borderlands 3 hopefully shows that Gearbox is trying to tie up as many loose ends as possible. After finishing the main story mode, a new Guardian rank system will unlock. It appears to work similarly to the Badass rank and Badass token systems from Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, with new skills and skins offered to players who continue to progress. The new perks unlocked through Guardian ranks are applied to all characters on your account. There appears to be 3 different categories of Guardian ranks: Enforcer, Survivor, and Hunter. Enforcer seems to mainly be focused on damage boosts for weaponry and melee attacks. Survivor boosts shields, health, and recovery time. Hunter is all about accuracy and reload speed. Regardless of your preferred style of play, there's a Guardian rank to make you even deadlier at it. Borderlands 3 will also feature a Twitch extension called ECHOcast, which will not only allow viewers to check out their favorite streamers' inventories and skill trees, but also reap some of the benefits of that streamer's hard work. During special events, viewers can snag some of the rare loot found during a Twitch stream, effectively allowing Vault Hunters everywhere to share in the wealth. The viewer-streamer interaction won't just be limited to looting either. Certain events will allow viewers to have an effect on a streamer's game. For example, during Badass Viewer events, viewers will be able to spawn tougher enemies in a streamer's game, as well as pick different stat increases or debuffs for the streamer or their enemies. Borderlands 3 will be released in stores and digitally September 13th, 2019, and there will be plenty of cool bonuses for those brave enough to pre-order. The standard edition will come with a starter pack of gold weapons, while the special editions get significantly wilder. The deluxe edition at $79.99 comes with multiple cosmetic packs and weapon mods, while the super deluxe edition at $99.99 includes all of that plus 4 campaign DLCs and a Bud Stallion cosmetic pack, a reference to Handsome Jack's diamond pony.
Oh, so this is Butt Stallion. Ooh.
Okay.
If you're in the mood for some cool toys to go with your game and bonuses, you can pre-order the Diamond Loot Chest Collector's Edition, which comes in a replica of the loot chest from the games. It's packed with 10 action figures, a model of Sanctuary 3, a map of the galaxy, and more. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more SVG videos about your favorite games are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.